And now, Houston, Texas, make some noise because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash the fury.
Dude, so what's up, Phil? Y'all just got back from Vegas?
Got back from that UFC Fight Pass Invitational number 11? Number 11.
Golly. Time flies. They grow up so quick.
Numero 11.
It was a fun show. Got to watch William Tackett go out there and do William Tackett things. That dude's fucking good. Like,
Got to watch Oyervides.
How did Sebastian Oyervides do?
I love him.
Sebastian Oyervides got Oyervides.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's so slick at what he does. But this also, for me, is the difference in when you're 100% doing one thing.
Well, the size difference was very noticeable.
Massive.
It was very noticeable as well.
Massive size difference. But I also think, like, if Sebastian was just working on jiu-jitsu and grappling, I don't think it's the same outcome or the same match. You know, because he's working on striking, he's working on everything.
He wants to be a fighter. Yeah, he wants to fight.
Yeah, you know, so
This was kind of a last-minute pull him in thing. I mean, I think he got this on 2 weeks' notice or some shit.
he did. He got it on 2 weeks' notice, and to be fair, in the beginning, he was like, "Man, I'm really concentrating on my fighting right now," and we were both
Yeah,
like,
he didn't even know if he wanted to do it. I said, bro, take this opportunity. And do
Yeah,
it.
just go out there. The outcome didn't really matter. It matters to him, 100%.
Right.
But like just being out there and letting them see you, letting them talk about you. Because I can say now, he was the talk. Like Claudia was talking about him. How this the kid, you know, and the size plays a massive difference, man, when you're grappling like that. And I think we'll see him back on the stage again soon, out there. But faster, we're going to see him back here in the Fury Cage.
Yeah, next month.
Next month, man, out in NOLA.
NOLA. That card is massive.
It is.
And it's great.
That card is 100% not what we said it was gonna. And this never fails. If you guys ever want a little peek behind the scenes, a little look up under the panties a little bit.
Be careful when you're looking at Rich behind the scenes.
Usually out of town shows like this, because I mean there's a higher cost when you go out of town. You know, your expenses are larger when you go out. There's a lot of things that go into travel. But if something breaks down, people getting over here, like there's so many nightmares.
Spend more money on spilt liquor.
Yeah, there's so many nightmare things that can go wrong when you go out of town. And there's no way to, like, I can't run back to Eric's house and grab a belt or you know, whatever it may be.
If you forget shit, it's tough shit.
Yeah, tough shit.
Figure it out.
So this started off with us going, all right, look, we're going to put 8 fights total here, and we're going to do like 4 Emmys or whatever it may be. It's another fucking 25 fight night.
Smallest card ever. We're going to do the smallest card
So do a
ever.
really small card, locals only. Now we're like, fuck, we need 100 hotel rooms. You know? It never fails.
That's exactly what it is.
It never fails, and we start off strong with that. Like we had, this is it.
Made a budget tracker and everything,
Yeah,
bro.
and then he'll add a fight, then I'll add a fight, then he'll add 2 fights, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey, we got this guy. Our roster's so big. Hey, this other guy hasn't fought in a little bit. We gotta get him going. Or we'll get a call like, hey,
I really need this guy on.
Brandon Moreno wants this guy to be on this card because he's going to be out there.
Diego Lopez wants
Diego
2 guys
Lopez
on.
wants his guys out there. DC wants a guy because he's going to be out there.
How do you say no?
You can't.
You can't say no, bro.
You can't, man. And it's so this has grown into a big card. It's going to be really, really fun.
See,
How many fights already?
I think 19.
19.
I do a lot of favors, man, but these dudes do favors for me too.
100%.
So, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how it works.
And luckily, my back is located on my cock.
Yeah. Yeah. No one scratches it.
Shout out Superbad for those who don't remember that reference.
Oof.
Jonah Hill, right? Yeah.
I love that, man. You couldn't make that movie today.
Nah, different.
It would be
My
fun.
my
though.
boy EJ's got a friend that looks just like McLovin.
Man,
Yeah,
I think
he's
he made
smart
that
as
movie.
fuck. Yeah, he looks just like
McClellan
McLovin.
was hilarious. That may have been the best part of
think
that.
it
Of
was.
that
He didn't really
entire
make too
movie.
many other movies after that.
he does a lot of voiceovers.
Does he? You a McClellan fan? You follow
like
his
McClellan?
career?
No, it's just
What's his name? Like Christopher Nivitz or some shit like that?
I don't know.
Sure.
I seen
His
him
name
in.
is McLovin.
I seen him in that movie. Was it Kick-Ass?
Yeah, he was in
Oh yeah,
Kick-Ass.
he was
Yeah.
a bad guy or some
Yeah,
shit,
he was a
wasn't he?
bad guy.
Yeah, he still was McLovin. Like it was just like he's one of those guys typecast forever as like he's just McLovin.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what he does, you see his face like I'm McLovin.
There was another one where he was a
I'm getting too deep.
positive influence. I forgot the name of the movie.
Getting too deep into.
Yeah, never.
Oh, I know he was. I do know him one other movie, Role Models.
Yeah, that's
with,
what I was
Scott.
saying.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, he was in that.
That's funny. Like you don't. I guess you don't really see a lot of those like just dumb comedy movies anymore.
They're bringing Happy Gilmore back.
I saw that. MJF is going to be in that.
Oh, is he?
Apparently, I don't know if he doesn't get cut. Like, you know, if the scene doesn't end up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing a Happy Gilmore sequel.
With Adam Sandler.
But why?
So are we at the age now where like we've seen every movie, and
Yeah.
everything now is just like a remake of something that's already
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, because Karate Kid's out again, right?
Yeah.
Karate Kid.
I'm actually
got
gonna
a
go
new
watch that
thing.
with EJ today.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take Ash to see it this weekend.
Yeah. So that
Karate
comes out
Kid's
today.
out. They just did Top Gun last year again.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm waiting for? Back to the Future.
Nah. If they
I'm waiting
touch
for a
that,
remake.
It's
no.
gonna be hard to bring
Nah.
old Shaky McShaky in there to.
No, he might be able to do one or two small scenes, but there'd have to be a new McFly, obviously. But Christopher Lloyd's still,
They
he's still
can do
alive,
so
right?
much with AI. Yes, Christopher Lloyd is still alive.
There you go. He could play Doc.
How did they let that? Like, how do you pitch that show? I forget what comedian talked about it. Where he's like, check this out. There's this like 60-year-old like guy who got kicked out of being a professor. We're letting him hang out with this high school kid, right?
Right. Yeah. how
It's
do
a
you do
different
that?
time, Rich. That's perfectly
Those were
acceptable back in the
1980s?
80s.
Yeah.
80s, early 90s for the.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like your kid EJ coming home and being like, hey, I'm hanging out with this former professor from college,
Yeah, that was back before the internet made everybody
yeah.
creepy.
all middle of the night and shit, middle of the
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, they never showed Marty's parents like at the beginning, when he was kind of. Well,
Sure
they
they
had
did.
dinner that
Sure
one.
they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had dinner
Yeah.
that one night.
They're dysfunctional, you know. You
Yeah.
got like the uncle that's in jail and all the other stuff.
You got his older brother that works at Burger King.
Right. They showed their
Just get the
dysfunction.
chat started.
How Marty could be hanging out with this creepy professor at night. They're
Well, look at
non-existent
George
practically,
McFly.
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
they had talked about Tom Holland being Marty, and then when they do the
It's not a
remake,
bad pick. Like Tom Holland's not a bad pick.
and then you got Doc, Christopher Lloyd.
How
Oh no,
is
they
it?
were talking about Robert Downey Jr. being Doc or some shit.
I could get behind that. That'd be fun. Robert Downey Jr.'s fun.
There's
I
nothing
don't know.
like the original, obviously.
They can't touch that, man.
Yeah.
They got to leave
That's
that
a
alone.
fucking classic. That's my favorite
Yeah.
movie of all time.
No, I mean you definitely can't. You can't top the originals when it comes to types of those. But it's these remakes are fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed Top Gun. I thought it was like corny and everything
It
it
was
was
still
supposed
Tom
to be.
Cruise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, when you can cast the original guys somehow, I think it kind of works out. But
Yeah.
I think some of the Rocky movies kind of got away, and
I liked Balboa. You know, the Rocky Balboa, the one where they booked the dream fight with the guy or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
kind of hokey, but it was done well enough. It was a better way to end that series than Rocky V was. But then you brought in Creed. I liked the first one, the first Creed movie. The second one kind of got
didn't-
out there, and then
I
they got a
didn't
little
watch
further
the
with the
second
third
one.
one. Yeah, the second one was kind of the shitter of the three.
I thought Balboa was fine.
Yeah, me
like
too.
Balboa should have been Rocky V.
Yeah, exactly.
That should have. They should have never made Rocky V. Should have had Balboa.
Balboa was with Antonio Tarver,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And 5 was
Mason
Tommy
the
Gunn.
Line Dixon.
There you go. There you go.
What kind of name is this?
Oh,
But it was
man.
fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
Well done. Put a nice bow on it. Rocky goes out like he came in.
And that was the last one they did, right?
Yeah. The last Rocky.
And then they did Creed.
he did Creed, where he was,
Yeah.
the trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sylvester Stallone's looking good for fucking 70.
He's got a good
something.
doctor, man.
how
We're
much
gonna
you
need to
think
get
he
his
spends a
name.
month on maintaining himself.
I don't know. I mean, obviously he's had a couple hair transplants because his hair is immaculate.
Yeah.
Right. He's got like a perfectly sculpted hairline, right? in
Widow's
the front
peak and
there.
all.
Right.
He's got to be
he
on.
doesn't have the turkey neck that you
He's
get when you turn
probably-
80.
Yeah,
Like,
so he's
still
probably
all
had-
nice and tight right there.
He's probably had like some blepharoplasmy whatever.
I don't know what
The
that
fuck
is.
that?
I don't know what that is,
where
but
they cut your eye bags out.
You better hang around with your wife too long.
Eric is up on all the stuff. You know, Terry.
Hey, so listen, when it starts, when it's
When
time,
it's time,
Hey,
Eric's gonna look
I'm
like
in.
Sylvester Stallone up there with
If
the.
Tara's actually listening to this show ever, she's went, all right, baby.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get laid tonight. He probably has that shit done. He probably gets his Botox regularly.
Probably not.
y'all
Absolute. That's an absolute. No probably
he has.
about it.
Well,
he's had a lot of
probably
work
had
done.
plastic surgery.
Hey, there's no shame in it,
Period.
man. No, there's no
If
reason
you
he
can
should.
afford to do it, right?
No reason you shouldn't go out swinging.
A new documentary on Netflix about this guy, Brian Johnson, who spends $2 million a year
Holy cow.
on trying to make his body like younger and last longer. So he's 45, but his age biometric number is like 39. He's reduced it by like 5 years.
That's not enough for $2
Wow,
million.
$2 million a year. Wow.
I know exactly.
It's not worth it to
And
me.
his
Yeah,
entire
man.
day is built around like everything he does is him like recovering and doing this or going to this machine or doing like he's
That's
not
your
fucking
life.
living a life.
No.
Yeah. What are you doing it for?
You
Does he work?
He's a retired millionaire. His son, who's just graduated high school, they look almost fucking identical. Like the dude does look younger.
Well, I mean, Dana's doing like the hyperbaric chamber and the infrared bed, whatever, and that's supposed to keep you young and shit too, right?
I mean, we got the cold plunge shots, Sisu cold plunge. If you don't have one, get one. Stop messing around. Woo. And I've got that home sauna IO. Sauna and cold plunge nice, but I don't know if that necessarily makes me feel younger. It makes me hate every second I'm getting into a cold plunge. I've never gotten to the cold plunge and been like, this is great.
Yeah.
It's always like,
It doesn't look fun.
it's
don't.
not.
Do not come.
It's not come, but
I'm
I
not
did come. I will come. So that Brian Johnson spends $2 million a year. If you check it out, it's on Netflix. He doesn't get in the sun. Oh, it's weird. It's weird. Like when you watch it, I can think of way more fun things to do for $2 million to have to enjoy the rest of my life.
Yeah, I like the sunshine, man.
Yeah. It's
I
all
like
good.
touching grass.
So we had the Fight Pass Invitational, and then Tuesday night was it? Tuesday was when Aswell got the call.
Yep.
So
I was at the casino.
Michael Aswell,
The
stepped
Texas
in,
kid.
stepped in on short notice, up a weight class, 155, going against a guy that a lot of people didn't want to fight. Like that dude could crack, but it was a close fight. It was a fun fight, man. I thought Michael showed out great for himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. I thought so too.
So when you get called up,
Yeah.
it's just not just for one fight, right? You
No,
usually get like a
you normally get a
four.
contract.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah, he's
contract.
gonna get a contract out of this.
That does not mean you're going to go 4 fights.
No,
Like,
if he loses next one,
yeah,
They'll probably give him his next fight will be in his weight class. They'll
Right.
at least do that for him.
It should be.
I
It
feel
should be
like
this weight class. It should not be a last second call up.
yeah.
I mean, for example, like Nick Aguirre, who just fought Giannis.
Yeah.
I think he only had 2 fights in the UFC and they cut him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's hard. It's the roster is so thick and so filled with talent that you gotta
it's
stand
tough.
out. But man, I mean, Aswell stood out.
He went in there and he stole a round from a much bigger opponent. I mean, he
Yeah.
looked as good as he could given the circumstances. I mean,
How
there
about-
was a clear size difference.
How
in the
about how
two.
crazy is it for us seeing so many amazing performances from him? This was one of his worst performances, but it was everything was
But,
stacked
yeah.
up against him to make it like his worst performance, and he still almost won the damn fight. That's how good
Yeah.
he is. Like he came out there, and it wasn't like he was in camp to fight Cameron Graves,
I know.
which is a completely different fighter than the
Right.
guy that he fought.
Well, he really didn't know shit about the guy that he fought. He just
No.
said yes.
Yep.
No, like
That's what he
Let's
does.
go.
Yeah,
Let's just fight.
Kept his word. Kept his
Man,
word.
it's great to see the Texas kid. Like you see him coming forward. He's not diving at legs, shooting for no takedowns. That boy's standing there to scrap.
And he can wrestle too.
Yeah, never
That's
uses
what's crazy. Never uses it.
it. Never uses it.
What's cool is to see him and Yadier both in the UFC now.
Yeah,
That's fucking awesome. That's awesome.
yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I want to say it's crazy to think, but this is what we do now. We're consistently seeing our guys in the UFC, and when you look back and think about that fight, you know. If I told you that night both those guys are going to be in the UFC 1 year from now, they got in there relatively about the same time.
Yeah, because Yachty just debuted.
Just debuted
like
2
last
weeks ago?
month or something. Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. Congratulations to the Texas kid,
They
man.
both
yeah.
fought on Contender the same season.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Is there like a number or statistics where, you know how NBA players, there's like a 0.05 chance of you becoming an NBA player and a 1 point chance?
I think
you know,
the chances are pretty slim.
Yeah, it's less than that.
I
For
think
a
To make
UFC
it the
fighter?
UFC.
I
yeah.
think so. I think they're pretty slim. Imagine how many fighters there are around the world and how many good
Yeah.
guys there are now.
Yeah.
Not just in the U.S. I mean, you're talking.
Your percentage goes up a little bit if you're from like Russia.
Actually, I think it's going down.
It's going
now.
down now, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different now. I think your chance, if you have a
You got
Russian name,
You got that name, yeah.
I think the odds are starting to get stacked against you at this point.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like any professional sport, you have to be the anomaly to get into the sport, to get to the highest level. Like you are the rare of the rare already. So when you get to the UFC, it's a lot like in the NFL. Like you see these really good collegiate players who they only play against a certain percentage of teams. Like you only have so many games you can play in a season, so you only see so many people. Well, let's say you go to Baylor and you play 12 games that season. You may have only faced 7 to 8 people who are going to the NFL.
Right.
Now, when you get to the NFL, everybody was the best of the best of the best.
Right.
And that's the same thing when you get to the UFC. And you see it when champions from other promotions come into the UFC. Michael Chandler is a great example. I love Michael Chandler. He's exciting and fun to watch. His UFC run has not been good. Has it been exciting?
It has.
Has
Yeah.
he's made a ton of money, and he's done everything that like you want him to do, but he hasn't. What is he 2-6 or 2-5?
It's something like that, like 2-5, I think.
Now, albeit if you look at his losses, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, champion. But again, he was the #1 guy in Bellator. Not here. You know, and it's hard. Justin Gaethje was the champion at that time. It was World Series of Fighting. I think it was World Series of Fighting before it came PFL. I forget what it was called.
It was the World Series. Of
Yeah, he was the champ there. Came over here, no belts. Dan Henderson, no belts. Like it just continues. The best fighters are in the UFC. So I bet it's less than 1% for sure. It's a very small percentage. And just look in Houston. Like how many? There's over 100 MMA gyms I think in Houston, like proper right now. And what do we have? Less than 10 active UFC fighters in Houston.
I think more than that.
You think so? Close. I mean, I bet it's around there.
It's probably close to 10.
Yeah, it may be a little bit more.
I mean, let's count. You got Derek.
Derek?
Morono.
He's the Woodlands, but I guess that's
Zach
Houston.
Reese.
Zach Reese is
Josh
Shiner, but
Josh
that's fine.
Van.
Josh Van.
Do they have to be inside? the
Trevin
loop?
Giles.
Giles, yeah. Yachty.
Pineda.
He's out.
Okay, Yachty.
Savage.
As
Zach
well.
Reese.
Got him. As well.
We already got Reese, right? Yeah.
I know we're missing someone.
Ricky
What about
Tercius.
me? Ricky Tercius.
Yeah.
Cameron Smotherman.
Cam
Smotherman.
Giannis.
Giannis.
That's 10.
That's 10.
We did it, kids.
Colton's wife. That just fought.
Do you count as Houston? Oh, she
No.
moved here, right?
No, she's
Yeah,
from
they trained
Brazil.
with
That doesn't
Bob.
count.
They train at Main Street with Bob.
All right.
No. Hey, she does train at Main Street with Bob.
11.
Yeah. So you're talking
I
about
mean-
Houston. So now and Houston probably has the most. Because if you go outside of Houston, you got Dallas, you got Kevin Holland.
No, Dallas got Kevin Holland. You've got well, it depends because now all these fighters like Macy Chason has moved to Dallas to train with Fortis, so she puts Dallas whenever she fights.
Okay, what city has the most active?
I think it's Dallas or Houston.
Well, I mean, because you're going to pull some people out of Fortis. You
I
got
mean, Fortis-
Jeff Neal,
Yeah.
Jacoby.
Yep.
Who else?
Jeff Neal, Jacoby, Macy Chason.
Yeah.
Do you count Brandon Moreno?
Sam. What's the little Sam?
Do you count Moreno?
No, he's Vegas.
That's where Moreno trains.
No, he doesn't.
He goes to Fortis camps.
No, we don't.
He does. Why?
Safe goes out there and gets with him a couple times a week.
It looks like he's got Nikki P training with him all the time.
No.
So who else is out of there?
Lauren Murphy. Did we count Lauren Murphy?
You could count Lauren in Houston.
You can count
so
Lauren
that's
Houston
12.
still. Man, I don't know.
I think that's really it.
Maddie Schnell.
Matt
He just fought, yeah.
Yeah, Matt Schnell. That's 13.
He was. I mean, I guess. Was Matt Schnell a Houston fighter because he moved here? Like, he was in the UFC before he moved here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I could be
I'm
wrong.
counting all time or just current?
Jacob Silva just popped off with Houston as Matt also. You right. Ike,
Not no
he's
more.
out. Yeah. When did that article come out?
That's why I'm asking. No. Are we talking current or
Yeah,
all
I think
time?
it needs to be current. So let's say it's probably under 15. Let's say at max it's 20. Let's say there is 20. Now how many?
Yeah, that means there's really no other cities that are producing fighters like that.
No, not really.
I mean, if you go to Dallas, you're gonna Safe's got them all.
Safe has them all. Yeah.
And at this point, it's maybe 5
Stop.
or less,
Stop. He can't see your screen.
like 5 or less.
I don't have a privacy screen on.
No, it's turned.
son of
Now you have an ad-on.
Son of a bitch.
So you go San Antonio, you got nobody.
You had CJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's it.
So like in Texas, do we have under 30 fighters?
Yeah.
So we have the second largest state.
Damn.
By far, I think we have the most.
So Vegas is gonna have the most active then.
Vegas definitely, but I think all those are kind of like Denver. They're travel people.
Right.
I think when you look at Texas, the majority of them are from Texas. And so when you think about that, I guarantee there's probably 250 MMA schools in Texas.
We got a lot more on the way though, coming out of Houston.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those numbers should double in the next 2 years.
I mean, you're looking at there's all these eras that's happened in like Houston MMA, and
Right.
I think obviously you had like the roots being built with like Saul Solis,
Yeah.
and then Mick took it. I mean, look, to be fair, at this point, what Mick did at Legacy, I don't know how long it'll take us to top that. I mean, you think at one time, think of the champions alone: Valentina Shevchenko, Henry Cejudo,
Those are still in the UFC.
Holly Holm, Derek Lewis.
Kamaru Usman.
Kamar, like all that was like I think it was a golden era for Houston MMA, but not really Houston MMA. Valentina Shevchenko, Henry Cejudo,
it
Holly
was
Holm.
not Houston MMA. It was the promotion
Right.
itself that
Right.
Mick
Right.
built.
Yeah.
Like, and the way he built it, and
Yeah, and that has grown and taken now into what we have now is like I feel like the best era that Houston MMA has ever seen. Because when you look at it, as we just mentioned, we have the most fighters you've ever seen active in the UFC. You have still some of like the legends of what I would consider Houston MMA, Jacob Silva, still out there doing it, winning it, and doing it at a high level. So I think this is the best era that we've seen in Houston MMA so far, and I'm excited to see like what comes next. Where are we at 2 years from now? We're getting to Fury 150, and how many fighters are going to be in the UFC?
it's just you can't do it without pulling outside talent.
You have to.
You cannot do it, and Mick showed that very clearly.
Yeah.
And that's what started pushing me. It's like, man, I got to start signing guys from outside of this city.
Yeah.
And outside of this state. And you still have other promoters that think they're going to make waves, but they're stuck on trying to just match
Build
local
talent.
guys.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Like, it's
No.
not going to happen.
Well, it's definitely a numbers game, and the
But it
more
costs money. A
the
lot.
more people you put into your pot, the better your chances are of pulling something good out of that pot. The problem is when you have that smaller pot and you only put in the good people, and not even the good people, like these other promotions. I'm sorry, you're not using the best fighters in your city, right? Because we probably have them. So like you're putting together other people,
we do have them.
and you may have two prospects, and those two, one of them is going to get knocked off. You know, it's a hard game to plug and play of like, we want you to take tough fights, we want you to get to the UFC, balancing that out of where like you can't just give you guy 10 cans. Here's 10 cans for you to go through and beat. Yeah. You have to roll the dice. A great example is Joe Hendershot's last fight. You know, he took on an undefeated, high-level black belt out of a big gym, and they rolled the dice on that fight because Joe could have taken a safer fight.
Right.
But he took a fight that I think was kind of like a litmus test for him.
What's Joe, 4-0 now?
Yeah.
He's on his way. He's on his way.
Yeah, Joe's. I'm pretty sure he's 4-0.
I'd like to see Joe and Blockus. At this point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe moves to 4-0.
3-1 versus 4-0 makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's a logical next fight for Joe.
I mean, Joe beat Damian. Damian beat Blockus.
Yeah.
I know the MMA math don't add up, but it looks like a fight that makes sense on paper,
Right.
and that both sides should say yes.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so. Sometimes these matchups just don't quite
Right.
get locked in.
That's a great fight, actually. I'm gonna offer it right now.
I think we've already offered that one.
I don't know. I got a message from Frank Mir.
Oh, good.
Thank you, man.
Good. So we had Aswell make his debut in the UFC last week, and Zach Reese doing Zach Reese things.
Man.
Savage things out of Zach Reese. What a badass dude.
Dude, that is a scary man. What's he like? 7'4"?
He's fucking huge.
He is massive.
I was
dude.
watching that and I was like, damn, look how big. This is a big ass middleweight.
Yeah.
Big ass middleweight, Zach Reese.
Yeah, he is massive, and so much fun to watch. He's very varied in what he can do. Dangerous off his back, dangerous standing.
Well, he was kicking the shit out of that guy.
Dude, those body kicks,
Bro.
man.
6'4", but he's every bit of 7 feet
I don't
tall.
want nothing to do with one of those.
Nah,
How old is that?
Moves a 9
30,
and 2. He's
31?
31.
I think he's a good bodyguard. He would be a good bodyguard.
Yeah.
How do you like the shaved head?
I was
Man,
surprised
I
to see
mean,
it.
I think it's cool, but he's at a point in his life where he could just take a trip to Now Hair Time, and all the other UFC guys did.
He was
Let's
so
get that
proud of the
hairline.
mullet. He was like working on the mullet for
That
so
mullet was
long.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Get that
man.
hairline back, right?
Yeah.
He looks
Was it
good
like a
that.
close weight cut? Did he like have to lose 0.1 pounds or something? Shave the head or what?
I'm about to take Rich out there.
Oh no.
that hairline.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. I got some old pictures with some Wayne.
I got
Merkin.
your Army ID that's got you with like.
Oh
a,
yeah.
What you call it?
That widow's peak and the little flat top.
Dope.
The faux hawk. Eric looked like he was doing a faux hawk. Did Rich have a faux hawk?
Yeah.
in his
I did.
military
I've had
ID?
a
Well, I think that's like the Army cut that they give.
Yeah,
them, right?
yeah, just high and tight, and like I had actually, it was grown out. You know, like you get on the border back then. This is the end of the '90s, so like you get borderline a little bit too long, where you got to get creative with how you push it down or move it around a little bit, because otherwise you walk by the wrong person, man.
Wrong NCO.
Yeah, you walk by the wrong NCO, that's your ass. Not like getting smoked as a grown man over your haircut, like our shaving profile. Come on, doggy, what are we doing?
Hey there, Warrior, come here.
Oh man, hero! Oh no,
Hero.
that sound. You yell "hero" out at a vet, and you will see either heads turn or just like Diego, just slide, just right there. Oh, yeah. So Zachary looked amazing. I think how many wins in the UFC now does he have? 3. That's awesome.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, three wins in the UFC. So on the rise, taking on some tough people. We would have had Trevin Giles on the card also. He
Wow,
fell
that's crazy.
and hit his head during the week, kind of like a Kevin Randleman type situation. I'm
What
not
the
sure what happened, but I hope that Trevin's okay.
Yeah, man.
That's a. You know, you fall and hit your head hard. Look, you're in a fight game where you're getting hit in the head all the time. So, it had to be a pretty hard fall for him to not be able to fight. And then, the greatest women's main event ever went down, supposedly. As
Went down and off the card.
yeah, it sucked, man. Erin Blanchfield and Macy Barber. So for those who don't know, literally seconds, like Erin Blanchfield is lined up to walk out.
That's crazy.
Macy is standing at that door. We know, like, you know where that door is. You're getting ready to walk through it to walk out in the apex.
They say she turned around.
They said, I've heard varied reports. I've heard that she was having a seizure.
There, standing. at the
That's-
wall?
Standing.
That's what they reported.
That was the official.
And then all the videos her being stretchered out. Like, I've seen the videos of her being stretchered out. Now she's conscious as she's being stretchered out.
That's because she missed weight.
But the doctor is the one who pulled her out of the fight. So whatever doctor was standing right there, she wasn't feeling good. The doctor came over, checked on her, and said, no, you can't fight.
Well, most people are going to ask you, do you want to fight? How do you feel?
Yeah.
They're not gonna say no, you're not fighting. No, yeah, I want to fight.
She did miss weight,
0.5, half a pound.
which did you see? Like going around the internet, of course, because the internet's gonna internet. Everyone's talking about, she got some new boobies put in, and that threw off her weight cut.
Did she? No.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that happened.
I don't pay
It's
attention
saved
to
on your fucking. What do you?
No, that's.
Yeah, the before and after.
Yeah, like they'd put up some pictures. I want to say it was MMA.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me
Junkie or
neither.
Bloody Elbow.
Surprise.
No shit.
And they were talking about how that threw off her weight cut. I've never been a woman, but I've been in one. I'm going to assume that the like when they have their monthly stuff, weight fluctuates. So I'm assuming adding liquid or bags into your body that weigh whatever
Yeah.
they weigh would
Could be
change
0.5.
your planning on what you do. But also, I mean, you know where you're at fight week, what you need to weigh, and how far off you are. So, disappointing main event. Aaron Blanchfield is now probably being looked at maybe as getting
I was looking
the
forward
next
to that
title
one,
shot.
too, though.
Yeah,
So
That would have been a good fight.
yeah. UFC gave Aaron her win, her show, and 20% of what would have been Macy's purse. So big props there to the UFC for taking care of their fighter. I don't know what we see with Macy. Macy, I want to say that she's had like 11 surgeries in the last couple of years, or been hospitalized 11 times or something like that. She's just been really sick and trying to get through it. And I don't know. Remember when she first came into the UFC, she was loud and proud of being she was going to be the youngest UFC champion of all time. It just hasn't panned out. And it just and some of that is style, some of that is timing, but a lot has been injury for her. So we wish her the best. Talk about an awkward production night too. You're sitting there and you're DC and everybody.
Yeah.
And there's a great quote where DC's back there. I'm sure Aaron Blanchfield's back there crying right now. And then they click back to Aaron Blanchfield, and she's just big smiles in the back, like, oh, fuck, I didn't think she
Yeah,
was
not
coming
so much.
anyway.
That was the talk the whole time, that she didn't think that Macy was going to fight.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What do you think about the shit going around about them people asking for refunds and shit?
I mean,
All about subject to change.
Yeah,
That's like-
look,
that's
exactly,
like-
man. Card's subject to change. It says that for a reason. The promoter can't guarantee
No.
every fight is going to take place for this very reason. You never know, like, what a doctor's going to do. Get
Right.
with the state commissions and whatnot.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, you do not get a refund. All the other fights took place. Okay, we'll give you 10%. We'll give you like something.
give you
I
a
guess.
discount on the
Hey,
next time.
that I was just
I
about to
would-
say. Hey, we'll
next
give you a
event.
cut on
You
the
don't
the
get
next.
that. If I go to an Astros game and
If you wanna
Altuve
make
doesn't
good.
play,
Exactly. Boom.
I could see a little bit different that some people buy tickets to watch somebody specifically fight.
like I buy an Astros ticket to watch Altuve play.
That's the only reason.
What's the difference? I can't name 10
Well,
other
see,
Astros.
but see, a lot of
I can,
times
but you know what I'm
they
saying?
have the injured list. If Altuve's injured, he's going to be on the injured list.
Sure.
You know he's not going to play
Right.
or whatever. This, I mean, be like,
This is out of our control.
yeah, exactly. You show up to see Altuve play and he gets hurt and he's out for the rest of the. I want a refund. I came to see
doesn't work
Altuve
like
play.
that.
No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
From a promoter standpoint, it's tough, man. We put a lot of money into the fucking event, whether it be for this one fighter, for the whole card. There is no refunds.
Yeah.
That's just. I try and work with the guys.
Where's
who
Lee
obviously
Charles
all
when we
know.
need him? Sorry, y'all.
I mean, I'll work with my
No
guys
refund,
on this
y'all.
level,
Yeah.
but it's different when you get to that big level.
I mean, it's a sporting event. You don't know what's going to happen if
Also,
you go.
was at the Apex. How many people were truly in attendance?
17.
Okay, so no
Somebody
thanks.
said 12. I think they were a little harsh in the article talking shit because I love the Apex and I think the show looks great there. So
Yeah, but I can understand.
if you got a problem, don't come back. That's what
I
would say.
lean more into like when the fighters who don't want to fight at the Apex. I get that. There's some fighters who have never fought in front of a big crowd yet. Still, they've been in the UFC for a couple of years and have never fought in front of a big crowd.
Your money's not changing whether you fight
Your
here or
money,
you fight
your
there.
money's not changing, but when you leave the Apex and you do go get that big fight, it's almost like getting your first fight in the UFC again. And it's you go from literally what we're talking about 100 people, 150 people in the Apex,
Yeah.
if that.
But if you fight for Fury at the tech port or something, you got a kind of a.
We have more people at Fury than we do at the Apex.
More people at Escapade.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I don't know.
But that's how the Apex is built.
Yeah, that's
though.
what it's built
what
for.
it's designed for. It's designed for 251 people max.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool story, bro.
And it looks good.
Okay.
Have you? Oh, you haven't been there.
No, I got uninvited to the invitation. No, I've never been there.
The Apex is cool. Like,
I like it. I think it's cool.
like, if I was a fighter, I'd be like, fuck it, let's fight there. Let's fight. My money ain't gonna be no different, you know. You can't complain. So what are you saying? Like, guys will be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna fight if I gotta fight at the Apex.
Yeah, there's been guys who said that.
And I'd be like, well, fuck it then. Sorry, you ain't fighting.
Yeah, don't fight.
If this is what I have for you and this is the
Yeah.
schedule,
I mean, for the
I don't
UFC,
agree
it
with
makes
that.
sense.
that's like
to
somebody
run.
calling us saying, hey, man, we're not gonna fight if it's at Escapade. We'll fight at
Tech
Why
Ford.
you-
Well, I
or
mean,
Techport.
we get similar. Hey, we're not gonna fight in Texas. All right.
Well, that's because of the commission. That's not because of the venue. You're talking about fighters saying something because of the venue's too small.
Yeah.
Dude, you're in the fucking UFC.
Yeah,
If it's
I
just,
agree.
If it's just you
I didn't
fighting,
say I said it.
Yeah.
if it's just you fighting in front of Dana, you should be happy.
What a stupid take, Rich
Damn, my
Burmaster.
bad. My bad, boys. Yeah, I mean,
man.
but I understand a fighter who. The Apex is so different from fighting in any other venue. You know, you can hear the other corners.
It's like fighting in
You
a
can-
doctor's office compared to a regular arena.
Yeah,
You know, like Contender Series is fun. They don't even get walkout music.
right.
They just walk.
They don't even get announcements.
They don't get announcements.
You just walk in the cage and the referee says, "You ready? You ready? Let's go."
It's so different. But if you're the UFC, man, I'd want to run every show I could in the Apex. How much money do you think they save?
Yep.
We don't have to travel. No need half the staff that we
Wasn't
have
it
to have.
initially they built that during
COVID.
COVID? Yeah.
Before COVID.
So I mean,
Well, it
And now it's
was.
expanding.
Yeah, now they're expanding it.
they're expanding the Apex. What,
Making it bigger.
Make it 200 people now or what?
It's 200 already.
Yeah,
250?
We get 350 now. I mean, it's
Cool.
it's fine. I do. If you're a champion, I want to see championships fought outside the Apex.
Yeah, that's a different. But these fight nights are cool there. And they're not doing title fights.
I
on
mean, I
these
think
fight nights.
DC's last fight was in the Apex.
It's during COVID.
Yeah.
Or after COVID, when they still had COVID
It
protocols.
was still COVID protocols, yeah. So I mean, look, it makes sense from a business aspect to run it. I like personally
Listen,
the
if
Apex.
I could build my own venue for 300 people, I would fucking do it.
Yeah,
And we would run All Fury there. And I would save fucking money every weekend.
yeah.
Just, we'd pack that bitch with 300 people. Everything would stay set up all the time.
I'm in.
Hey guys, the tickets
collect
are
the rights fee.
$150 each now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Collect the rights fee.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in on this. I got 150 in
We,
$150K.
dollars.
We
150.
can
I'm
make
in.
this happen. We
Let's
can
make-
that happen.
hey,
I'm sure
Wayne,
we
let's
could
do
do
it.
that. All right, I'm sure we could do that.
I'm sure Wayne's got good credit.
Let's get a shovel.
Wayne looks like he got good credit, so
Yeah, yeah. Looks like you got the
That's a
white
that's a
credit.
racist
we
comment.
get we go get them loans. Let's go get them loans, Wayne. We need about $2 million to get this venue going.
Get some of those forgivable loans.
Oh, you need some pocket change? I didn't know you needed pocket change. Eric calls that sock money.
we need about $2 million.
Diego has sock money
Need
too,
about
but
$2
that
mil.
but he means something else for
Diego
Diego.
$2
just
mil
has socks.
and an 8 ball of cocaine. We're gonna make this.
What?
Gonna make this venue happen.
I'm looking for investors.
Have y'all not heard Baby Billy?
No,
Righteous?
I have not, man.
Have y'all started watching
Yeah,
Righteous Gemstones?
yeah.
You watch Righteous
Yes, I
Gemstones?
do.
It's the best fucking
What
show
is
on
it?
TV.
The John Goodman thing?
It was the show that he was talking about on
Yeah.
HBO Max. I was trying
You
to remember the
started
name of it
watching
the
that
other day.
already?
I
No,
told you I
I've
was
been
going to
watching
forget
it
it.
before.
The John Goodman.
Yeah. Baby Billy comes back into one of those episodes and Larry's like, hey, he's trying to make this movie. He's like, hey, I just need $2 million and an 8 ball of cocaine. He's like, I gotta get this gas.
And this is a guy with like the big glasses and like the
Yeah.
slick back hair. I've seen
Yeah.
memes about that, I guess.
Dude,
Okay.
he is.
Yeah.
That they have some of the most quotable lines on this fucking show.
Righteous
Like Judy
Gemstones?
talking about, I'm moving to Florida, I'm gonna shave my pussy. Why? He's like, why are you gonna
see,
shave
I
your
don't know,
pussy? He's
man,
like,
I don't
so I
know.
can swim faster, Jesse.
I don't know, man. I might give it a shot, but like the fact that it gets
That seems
a
like
high
just
Rich
some-
Burmaster endorsement just
I
tells me
mean,
it's super inappropriate.
It's super inappropriate the entire
Is it worse
time.
than
which
For
which is not
what?
Yeah.
the end all be all.
Yeah, it's a different type of inappropriate.
Euphoria is weird.
Euphoria
seen
is
it.
weird.
I haven't seen that.
This is just
HBO
straight
Max.
like funny ass one-liners constantly at each other. like just doing all the
Well,
inappropriate
I mean,
shit.
there's a level of comedy that I like, and then there's some that I was like, man, this is just dumb shit.
This is just raunchy.
This is funny.
You're
Shit,
just
I'm not gonna
saying
watch,
you're just
you
saying
know.
gross things and
Nah,
cuss words
it's not
for
that
shock
bad. No, it's not like
value.
that. There's some actual like substance to the jokes and shit that's going
Okay,
on.
all
Yeah,
right.
it's funny. It's good shit.
I enjoy it.
I like intelligent humor, and I like inappropriate intelligent humor, but just the.
No,
Do they give massages and stuff on there? What keeps you intrigued? What keeps you watching, focused?
Actually,
Is there good-looking women?
no, just
there
the
good-looking
one.
men? Good-looking
dudes.
Like, what keeps you tuned into a show? Have y'all watched Brett Favre?
Yeah, I saw
documentary?
that.
No.
Yeah.
I watched the
I
Liver
didn't know
King
Brett
one.
Favre did all the dirties.
You know he showed his dick to that chick.
It turned into like that.
No,
Like,
well, I didn't know that he was using the funds for
I saw something about
to
that
build the
whenever it was
volleyball
going on.
gym for his daughter.
I just wonder why. Okay, watching
Like,
that.
they were using welfare funds.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know, oh no! It's all our money. It's all our money, number
Yeah,
one.
yeah, there you go.
Number two, how often, okay, you think Brett Favre is the first
No.
or only
He's the
guy
first one who got
to
caught.
ever, no, he wasn't necessarily the first to get caught, but I'm right there, who did he piss off for them to go, oh, we're making a fucking documentary about this, we're going to bury your fucking ass.
Where's
The
my
only,
cut?
the only
This happens every day, trillions of dollars in the government. Man, I'll step
The
down on
only-
the soapbox, but yeah.
I will say
Who
and
did Brett Favre piss
to
off?
play a little bit of white devil's advocate. He should fucking be in jail or going to court or something.
He should?
Like yeah.
He got off, huh?
Yeah, like I mean, nothing's happened. The other guy,
Well, are they still going to court?
I mean, he looks terrible.
So-
his image is fucking ruined.
He's still rich as
So Brett Favre should go to jail.
You think?
Sure.
I'm asking. So
If he's guilty-
what about the public officials who misappropriated the money and gave it to him?
Them too.
I mean, them first.
Them first.
I'm not. If you're
Brett Favre,
involved,
is it Brett Favre's first offense in this? Hey man, probation for you.
if you're involved,
I say, hey, put those corrupt politicians in jail.
if you're involved in it, you should go to jail.
Should Diddy go to jail
Did he go to jail?
for having sex?
Rich
parties?
like, no.
Who did?
Those were great parties.
Who did he hurt?
Who committed the worst crime?
Well, what crime did he commit?
No, that's what I'm saying. So Brett Favre
Allegedly.
or Diddy?
Brett
Allegedly.
Favre took money.
Okay.
Diddy
Used
took
his own.
some dudes' asses.
And used his
evidently.
own money, with his own money.
With his
With
own
consent.
money.
With consent.
No,
I
it's
don't know,
consent.
man.
I don't know.
Allegedly,
I don't
had
know.
the GHB and the baby oil and shit. And,
You have a little Rohypnol sandwich.
yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
like-
I don't know if that's
what's-
consensual.
What is?
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. I
Hey,
don't know.
you can turn that one off, Diego. I don't know, like if it's consensual or not, or what was happening. But I
Well,
know.
I mean, if you go out and you have drinks with a female, and you get too drunk, and then y'all have sex, was it consensual?
she raped me.
See, I mean,
But that's like y'all seen. I don't know. I
she raped me.
Slippery slope. Whoa.
But did you have an orgasm?
well, of course. I just need
man.
friction and some type of
Then is it
moisture.
is it rape?
Well, but that's like. Ooh. I can't play the other side of this one.
Diego,
Is it
we
rape?
found a portion of the show that you're going to need to edit.
I don't know. It's a very thin line when it comes to shit like that.
Hey, kids,
you know?
all intercourse relations need to be consensual.
I don't. Yeah, 100%. You hear this, son? Always got to be consensual. Always.
Even if you're Rich Burmaster.
With Diddy, it's a very. I don't know the whole story. Like I don't know exactly what happened, what he did. I heard he was having these freak offs and parties and shit. But it seemed like everybody that showed up to his house knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And knew what they were going to be a
Yeah.
part of, and they loved it.
I don't have a
know,
clue. I really don't know why Diddy's on trial. Like I mean, I'm sure there was something illegal he did,
I
but
can
I
see
don't.
the shit. I can see
You know
Pete-
why?
I can see-
You know why? You think his is the first celebrity freak off party? No, he pissed somebody off, and now they're
Well, what
blasting him
happened
for
is
it.
that the shit with Cassie is what made everything hit the fan.
Well,
Because
you know, that's,
she wanted some sort of money from him, and
That's
I
what
don't
they
think
say.
he wanted
So
to give
what-
it to her.
that's what they say.
So
right?
what
Yeah.
would bother you
Which was
more?
disgusting,
Yeah.
and you know but that's not what he's on trial for. They're not charging him with beating
No.
Cassie or whatever. They're charging him with I don't know what it's like a RICO charge or
Right.
something. And it's like
So what would you have a bigger problem with? Your girl telling you that, hey, I've been invited to a P. Diddy party, or
Yes.
or
Problem.
I'm going to read for this role on TV with Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Diddy party.
You'd be more upset about the Diddy
You'd be more
party?
upset about the Diddy party?
Diddy party. Yeah.
Because it's just one
Yeah,
penis the
Bill,
other
Bill
way.
Cosby is a national treasure, guys.
Oh my God.
He's one of the goats. He's probably first or second
Hey,
greatest
it's a
rapist
Rich
of all time.
Burmaster question, okay? There's no right answer, but you have to pick one. That's the way he
I mean,
plays
do
these
you
games.
do you
so.
put him at 1 or 2 when it comes to greatest rapers of all time?
You know, I mean,
He's 1 or 2. He's one of the goats.
He's got to be
Numbers
up
wise,
there. I mean,
the dude put up numbers.
you can't really name one that's higher ranked. I'm not going to say better, but one that's more higher ranked than him. So, I mean, he's up there apparently, allegedly. Allegedly.
One of the goats.
But he's another one that he was like in talks to acquire NBC Universal.
Yeah.
And all that. There was a lot going on behind the scenes whenever that popped off. But we don't talk about politics.
I
on the show,
still would
so.
watch the Cosby Show if it came on.
Yeah, me too.
One of
me
the best
too.
shows
Me
of all
too.
time.
Yeah, yeah. One of my favorite shows ever.
It is weird watching the Showtime sometimes.
Hey, what's
thinking,
weird is watching the one with the barbecue sauce now. You remember the barbecue sauce one where he's talking about he puts a special ingredient in and
Yeah.
everybody gets all lovey-dovey
Yeah.
and shit, and you look over and they show like all his
Damn,
daughters are eating
he was
barbecue.
he was just telling the truth that
yeah,
day.
he was like, wow, just foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
like,
My two favorite Cosby Show episodes both involve Theo. One with the designer shirt. I forget the shirt.
Gatrell.
Yeah. And so she makes him the shirt.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And then when he gets his ear pierced and he's trying to hide it from his dad
Yeah.
as he's talking to him.
Oh my god, dude. All that was so relatable as a kid, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, I
Yeah.
never got
I
my
remember
ear
those.
pierced because I was like that scared of my
you
dad.
never,
finding
you
out.
never.
No.
I think I pierced my ear right after that because of that. I want to say, like, I remember going to the bathroom
Yeah.
and just like shoving a fucking earring through my ear. Yeah.
That's how we used to pierce
Yeah,
them
put a
back
piece
then.
of put a piece of ice
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Try to cool it, like numb it a little bit, and just shove that motherfucker through it, and you just hope that shit was straight.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't like sideways or too high. It's like, fuck, it's too high.
Oh no.
yeah. Oh my
You
goodness.
put a little dot before you.
Yeah, you
Nah,
can put
we
that
didn't
dot
do that
on.
shit.
Nah,
We looked
dog.
in the mirror
You
and
looked
just-
in the mirror and be like, that was about right. And it's funny because you pull your ear
His
down
ears
like
pierced?
Yeah, both of them were pierced.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
What's even
I
happening?
think I got
I had
two.
two.
In each. I got two in each
Diego,
one,
you
and I
ever
had
get
one
your
up
ear
here.
pierced?
I did.
I did my
Yeah, I can see
crotch
it.
like a
There's a
hot
little
Prince
red.
Albert.
Ooh, that's aggressive. That's
Ow.
aggressive.
No thanks.
Prince Albert.
He's got his sack pierced with a chain over to his gooch. He calls that the love handle.
Is that what it is? No.
No.
To the good?
Hey, so what
Get
we
over
got?
it.
We've had a week off,
Yeah.
and now we've got another week. Two
A
more
week
weeks.
or two. Yeah, the 22nd is our next show.
Oh, it's been a long. It's our longest break of the year, I think.
No, it's not.
Hey, congratulations to John Giannis, new 135 champ.
Dude,
Man.
I'm trying to push him right now for next week.
What a scrap!
Dude.
It was cool to see Giannis raise the belt, knowing how hard he worked and coming through with us to get there. That was cool to see. Nick Aguirre was great to work with. It was cool to have him here also. But it's something about when you see a guy who's fought for you so many times, get that moment, get that opportunity, and take it and win. And John Giannis did exactly what John Giannis does. He survived on the ground.
He was in great shape.
Great shape, and then made Nick have to fight him on the feet. And fighting John Giannis on the feet's a bad
deep
experience
into the
for anybody.
fight too, man. I mean, you got your money's worth in that main event.
Yeah.
Dude. It went like 3
4
minutes
rounds?
into fourth round, like 3:08. John Giannis got the TKO finish. Dude, what
I would
a
love to see
fight
him
and what a
fight in
moment for
UFC
John
next,
Giannis,
man.
man. Congrats to him.
That would be great for everybody. Life changing for him.
I think John is probably he's on the short list to go in.
I would think if an opening at 35 comes up, they'll call him. I text him. We gotta make sure he can make weight on a week's notice. That's the big thing. Like you have to be ready when you're at this point in your career.
You have to stay ready.
You have to be ready to go.
Like the Texas kid, Michael Aswell, prime example.
What do you guys think about the debut of Datslayev?
Dude, impressive.
I feel like he gave 50%. of what he was capable
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
You know, like I went back and watched that fight, and I was like, man, this kid, like, he could have turned this shit up at any moment, and he kind of just flowed with it and like did his thing and was done and left, and he was like, hey,
Against a 40-fight fucking vet.
And we're saying that about a guy that got a finish in the first round.
Yeah.
4 minutes 40 seconds. He got the TKO.
he just.
But he had a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
He had a lot left
And
to
he
show.
could have been a lot more aggressive
Yeah.
from start to finish, and he just,
So I mean, he
used
kind
very
of made it
minimal
look
energy.
easy, right? He almost made it look easy.
yeah, he did.
So I look forward to seeing him get back in
He's
there.
a scary fella.
Yeah, I mean, moves up to 5-0.
I loved his post-fight promo. Houston,
I
thought he did a great
we
job.
have
His
that
shirt was great.
problem. Yeah, and
That's
Dana White.
that's the old Tito
Yeah,
Ortiz route.
You know, I'm the next, heavyweight or not heavyweight, but I'm the next champion, whatever, dude. I love that promo. He made his presence known.
There's a handful of lightweights that we have that, if I can keep them apart, I
Yeah.
think they can all go in the next 12 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe we just keep most of them apart and let a couple of them come together and have a.
Carlos Calderon
Big
picked
banger.
up the slick guillotine finish of Juan Alvarez in minute 19. All right.
He looked good too. He's
Cal-
already booked.
Calderon's good booked. We announced this week he'll be facing Jesse Butler, UFC
the
vet.
returning Jesse
Return
Butler.
Jesse Butler in New Orleans. Jesse was super excited to get on this card.
Nolans.
Don't say that.
They're going
No,
Nolans.
excited to see him back. Man, one of my performances of the night, John Garza.
Big easy.
How good did he look on the feet, man?
That's another little stud.
Yeah.
His movement.
What did he move to?
He
4-0?
picks
4-1.
up, 4-1. He picks up the unanimous decision. 2 of the judges had it 30-27. Chance Williams had it 29-28. But for Garza.
Yeah, that was an extremely fun fight. Kevin didn't make it easy. Kevin was there throughout the entire fight. It was close, but I mean Garza pulled away pretty obviously. Each round. A fight that was, I don't know if it was controversial, but it depending on what city you live in, it's controversial.
Yeah, right.
Jacob Silva.
Who you're related to.
Yeah, defeated Eddie Frye. Split decision. I can't honestly say I watched enough of the fight.
It could have went either way.
It could have gone either way. That's how close it was. That's
There
what I
would've been no
felt like,
complaint.
and the judges felt the
My
same.
side.
But
Every time I looked up, whoever was winning that moment looked like it was winning to me.
Yeah.
It seemed like Eddie took the first round, and then maybe because he opened up that big head kick on Jacob that knocked Jacob down, and then I think maybe Jacob took the second. I really didn't watch. I was running around at that time, so I didn't get to watch the entire fight. But again, if you're from Houston, most people seem to think Jacob won. If you're from San Antonio, people seem to think Eddie won.
Eddie's asking for a rematch already.
yeah, hey, why not?
What do you think about that?
Hey, why not?
Why not?
What do you think? I mean, do you think Jacob should say, yeah, let's rematch? He's walked away with the win.
I don't think Jacob has
Jacob's going to do
to.
whatever, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Jacob has to. I think knowing Jacob, he may want to. He may want to just to put a clearer stamp on the fact that he was the winner.
I think he just wants to finish his contract out and he's retiring.
Yeah.
This is it for Silva.
So he has one fight left?
3.
Three
He
fights
just
left.
signed a new deal.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure he has 3 left. So I don't know if he wants Eddie to be 2 of the 4 of his last
Right,
deal with us.
and let's say hypothetically, what if like Eddie gets a win in the next one, then you got 1-1. Then what are people going to want to say?
Well, then-
we got to have a rubber match.
But then that's not
And
a that's
I
not
would
a
love
terrible.
to see it. I would love to see it personally. But to your point, is Jacob Silva going to want to go out with that many fights with one guy?
I think Jacob Silva.
I think there could be worse scenarios than that, man.
Yeah.
You go out on this trilogy with another Fury legend and Eddie Frye. I personally, as a fight fan, I would love to see it.
I think Jacob would like to get one more shot at that flyweight belt.
Of course.
It's gonna be look. He's Jacob Silva. He's a fucking legend. He's a Hall of Famer, former champion.
He wants to win the belt.
You always kind of want to lean towards giving to someone who's done so much for us and so much for the promotion, stepped up at every time. But also, it's a little harder to do it these days based off the fact of what Fury has become. And when you look at the flyweights now who are in the mix for the championship, Correa, Piccinini, Paris Moran, it's hard to overstep any of them
Yeah.
and not give them the fight first.
And before you know it, like you're gonna see Tonio Figueiredo,
Yeah.
Sebastian Oyervides in that
Those
same
guys
mix
coming
with those
up.
guys.
And also
right?
not, and this is not to discredit Jacob, not at all. I'm not saying. I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way, but if it does, whatever.
Wouldn't be the first.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. It's not that Jacob Silva cannot beat one of these younger guys coming up. It's that at this point of his career, he doesn't need to. He may want to. He doesn't need to. He needs to take the fights that he wants to take. He needs to take the fights that are fun to him.
Yeah.
And that he leans towards. And whether that's a title or not, like we're gonna support whatever decision he wants to make. Now, if he decides that he takes another fight and that puts him at 14 wins, and he decides, hey, I'd like a shot and maybe getting a title shot. Well, now we got to go. All right. Well, here's this list of guys that we have who are in the rankings. Who do you want to fight? And then maybe he puts himself in that contention, or maybe he just wants to have fun fucking fights right now, man. Maybe
think that's what he wants.
Maybe he wants another Eddie Friay, and if he loses, we get a trilogy fight out of it. Cool, man. You never know.
Yeah.
But whatever the little animal wants to do, we're here for it.
Dude, what if they fought again? What if Eddie Friay won and they were 1-1 apiece? And then they do have a third fight, the rubber match. TMF?
Whew. I mean, it's both well deserving.
It'd be fun.
They're
That's
both-
all I'm saying.
they're both
I'm
well
pitching
deserving.
hypothetical fun things that I think the fans, at least the fight fan to me, would love to see.
That is cool.
It's not. God, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's a good.
You know.
It's a good TMF fight.
It is.
We'll see where we go with that. But congrats to Jacob.
Hey, one of the names you mentioned earlier, Alden Correa, one of our, he's our current flyweight champ.
Yeah.
How about him stepping up into the bantamweight division, taking on El Macho,
And
Herman Orpineta.
And big shout out to Herman Orpineta taking this fight on short notice. Alden was supposed to be a title fight on this card, and his opponent fell out. He wanted to stay busy, so hopped up to 135, and it was good. It was a good. He made it look pretty easy. Jermaine came out there slugging, man. Jermaine wanted to fight, wanted to scrap, and the game plan from Alden seemed to use his wrestling more than I've seen him use it.
Right.
Really grounded Jermaine, wore him out, and then just TKO'd him to finish it. You know, and when I say make him look easy, that's not a slight on Jermaine. Jermaine's very, very
He
good.
took it on a week's notice too.
Yeah, 100%. What about Miles Banks? Coming out doing what he needs to do.
Yes.
He's ready to go again.
In the first round, TKO, 213
I thought that was a
in.
knockout. I thought he
They called it a TKO, but it looked. I mean, whenever a guy falls flat on his face
yeah,
like that,
the
I mean,
elbow is
They
right.
took his 500.
Yeah.
That was bonus for Miles had they pronounced
Blame
it KO.
Yeah.
blame the state of Texas. Don't blame Fury.
And then our fight of the night, Brandon Holmes and Zach Borrego,
Dude.
they beat the shit out of each other.
Fight of the year candidate.
My ear hurt.
All ready for that. Oh my
Hey,
god.
bro, like
Yeah.
Zach was taking it, and then he fucking launched one, and he had that dude wobbling.
He had Holmes doing the stanky leg.
Yes, I was like, oh shit! If Zach comes back right now and finishes
Yeah.
this fight, he's a dog already.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, Borrego
Yes.
is a fucking dog.
He's a stud.
And had he finished the fight at that moment,
Oh my god.
bro, I would have flipped my shit.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, holy
it was crazy.
shit.
And then every round they went
Holy
back and
shit
forth.
moment. That's
They
that
went,
holy shit.
they went
moment.
back and forth every moment, and it's hard. You know, the fight got 2 seconds left in the fight,
Yeah,
and it
man,
was stopped.
4:58 in the third round. You got
and-
almost just every possible second out of that fight.
I've heard some people discrediting the ref for stopping the fight at that point of it. It's not her job to pay attention to what time.
Yeah.
Like her job is to figure out like, are you in danger or not?
Yeah.
And as a
I don't-
coach,
I don't necessarily disagree with the criticism. I mean,
I
but
don't-
to your point, that's not her job. Her
Yeah.
job is to say, "Oh, hey, it's almost over. He could probably take a couple more shots." She thought that he
Yeah.
couldn't take any more. He was in danger. She had to stop the fight. Can't
as a
argue with
coach,
that.
if it's one of my guys in there, I want those 2 extra seconds. Let
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
let him get like fucking hammered this
Exactly.
far. Let him take one more. But we don't know if that
If
one
we, if
more.
we, if
is
we
a-
didn't stop it when his ear exploded, why are we stopping it now?
Jeez. is that the one of the grossest moments we've had? Like I'm trying to think of what you got. The Chairez,
you asked the question. I can't think of one that's nastier
You got
than
the
that.
Vasquez Chairez armbar, which was
We've had some nasty cuts in there. Aswell had a pretty nasty cut when he fought
When
all.
he fought Ultima,
Yeah.
that one came to mind, but I don't know that it was nastier than
Yeah,
a
that
cauliflower
ear was-
ear exploding.
But if you notice, like he went into that fight with the ear like already kind of
Swollen.
hanging.
Yeah.
So that must have happened earlier in the week in training.
Yeah, they were.
was fresh.
I think his
Yeah, and then I kind of
one
went.
of his coaches or his dad
And then
made
I
a
went
comment
back,
about that.
and if
There
you
was a
look
problem
at
during camp.
weigh-ins, both weigh-ins, he was wearing a beanie that was covering the ears.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the doctor got to check that prior to the fight, but hey, Borrego he wanted to do whatever he needs to do to
Yeah,
fight.
he did what he had to do to get it in the
He'll always
cage.
have my
What
respect.
about the
Yes.
mouth guard?
Did he lose a point?
yeah 2 points.
Oh, so
That's right.
I read that his jaw was fractured, so he couldn't bite down. He couldn't keep the mouthpiece in.
The problem with that again.
That's what I read,
Goes
yeah.
going back to the ref, and again this comes from an aspect. If I'm the coach, I disagree with the ref's decision. If I'm the coach in that moment, but overall, she did what she's supposed to do. If the fighter cannot keep the mouthpiece in, they lose a point. They lose a point, and then she can actually stop the fight. Like if you cannot keep your safety equipment in, they'll stop the fight. That's like if you have a cup in, and your whatever something rips and your cup can no longer stay in place.
The fight's over?
The fight's over, or you have to do what Colin Contrell did and tape in homeboys. Y'all remember that?
What if your pants
Was
rip
that
while you're fighting?
Thomas Moreno.
Yeah, I was gonna say which
What happens?
bum number 1 or bum number 2. I remember
Yeah.
it was one of them.
What do you know what happens?
They stop the fight
You DQ'd.
because your pants ripped.
Yeah. Like I mean, in the UFC, what just happened just recently. Ian Gary, his shorts ripped. They brought in new shorts for him to put on real quick. If you don't have the proper equipment,
Where were the shorts?
well, the UFC just had a bunch. Like it's the UFC, they had a
So
bunch
somebody
of shorts
ran
in
to the back and ran
Yeah.
out.
That was his fight with AJ Hoffman, right?
Not
Moreno?
Ian Gary,
Yeah.
but
No,
Thomas Moreno.
Thomas Moreno.
Yeah.
Where Colin
You should have
Cantrell
fought Thomas
taped it.
Moreno.
Dude, right? Why not?
AJ Hoffman was too busy beating his
Rich
ass.
should've fought him.
That was funny.
AJ Hoffman was too busy beating him off.
That shit was hilarious. Were y'all there for that fight?
I wasn't there for it, but
I was there.
Dude,
saw
I
it
remember.
online.
I remember he walked up to the cage, and then they realized his cup was gone.
And
And they ran to the back,
Word
and they
on the street
took-
was they stole it out of somebody's bag.
It was Chad. What's his name? Cook. Was it Chad Cook? Yeah, Chad Cook. I think they took it out of his bag.
Man.
That's what I remember. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty
I thought it was
sure.
Chris Reed.
I'm pretty sure it was Chad Cook's bag because Chad Cook was on the card.
Yeah.
And they took his cup out, and then like fucking Colin Contrell was going to make sure that fight happened.
Yeah.
And they put duct
Oh my
tape, and he
God.
fucking reached in there and like taped
I
the
love
fucking
Colin
cup to that
Cantrell.
dude.
We got tape in the back. We got tape in
Yeah.
the back. Come on, come here. He probably did it himself.
Yeah, my favorite Contrell was when he had the eye patch for a while. Pirate Colin.
Oh yeah.
That shit was dope.
I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
So yeah, I mean, I understand her taking the point because that again, it's within the rule set.
So he was on
She
his way to
doesn't-
lose this fight by decision anyway.
Yeah, but she doesn't know his jaw's broken. If she
Right.
does, she'd probably stop the fight.
Yeah.
It sucks. Again, if I'm the coach on the other side, stop taking points. My guy can't keep his mouthpiece and it doesn't fit him. Well, if it doesn't fit him, like then you can't fight. Like
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, so you have to wear a mouthpiece,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
but you don't have to wrap your hands.
And if,
Depends on
if
the
you,
state.
You can break your hands if you want.
If
Just
you
put,
can't
put gloves on.
keep it in, you should have figured that out at some point before in the fight, right? I mean, so
What man? Gage Harper. Him and Isaac Vasquez had a
Dude.
scrap.
And Vasquez is back next
Yeah.
month. I already rebooked him.
the Candyman is back, dude. Could Gage Harper have taken a tougher debut pro fight?
He almost did. I mean,
He almost had Oliver Jimenez.
yeah. The guys that Gage Harper said yes to, most.
Gage don't care.
No,
bro.
he doesn't.
Not to take anything away from him, but dude, I don't think I've ever seen Isaac Vasquez get like rocked or knocked down. He's taking some shots from
Yeah.
some serious fighters, and he just keeps moving forward.
Yeah.
So I mean,
The-
Oliver Jimenez, nothing taken away from him at all. But, I
That would have
mean-
been a fun fight, though.
Oh,
Oliver
yeah.
Gage, yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
It still happened. It could happen next.
Yeah. Hey, Gage Harper 1-0 pro.
And then What about Nico Martinez, man?
Dude, what a slick finish, man.
How good is that kid?
Very
He stood
good.
up with Houston Marza when I didn't think he. I thought we'd see the immediate shot.
Yeah.
Marza's very, very good all around.
Yes.
But Nico Martinez is just so slick on the ground, man. That armbar was just nasty setup.
Yeah, that kid's really good.
Almost had that
peach red.
triangle. That triangle,
Yeah.
the setup for the triangle is beautiful. Houston worked his way out of it, but into an armbar.
I mean,
Finished
and
with
that's,
38 seconds into the third round.
that shows you as well.
Houston's really good too, though,
Houston's
man.
super
man.
talented.
Yeah, he was
man.
2-1 going. He's
He's only
2-2
18
after
years
this
old.
one. Yeah.
18 years old.
2-2 at 18 years old, man. Sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, he could fight 2 more years as an amateur
Mm-hmm.
and turn pro at 20 and still be in tremendous shape.
It's
Like,
crazy. We have all these young kids like Nico Martinez. What, 22, 23?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and then all the 18, 19-year-olds we have right now. It's crazy, man. Like all the divisions are looking great right now. It was a fun night of fights, man.
What about Josiah Jones? He had a tap out with a rear naked choke. First round, 102 over a Darius Diamond.
Darius Diamond. Darius says he's going to take a little bit of time off, train, get his stuff together, and come back. Man, I like Darius. Darius is fun, man. He's a
Yeah.
good kid. I
wish
like
he'd
Josiah
find a
Jones
gym
too.
in Houston that he would drive to and get some good
I,
work in.
I
you
told
know.
him, man, he's welcome. He's welcome to hop out here any day.
We're coming from College Station.
Yeah, I was going to say he's
I
on
mean,
College Station, right?
Yeah,
He could drive 45 minutes and get to war.
yeah.
Easy peasy.
You just got to have a gym that's willing to open the doors and treat you right,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and not just want to beat the shit out of you, just prove a point, you know. Darius might have made some enemies along the way. I think he had a big mouth here and there. But I feel like he's trying to right some wrongs, you know, and he's been very professional. He's been super easy to work with. As far as with us,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I call him
I've
and he
noticed
says,
that
yeah,
in his dealings with
super
you.
respectable,
Yeah.
got his medicals done, doesn't complain about shit. You know, does his best to make the weight.
He's happy to be there.
Happy to be there.
Posts on
appreciates
social
the
media.
opportunity.
Does everything he's supposed to do.
So I got a lot of love for him, honestly, man. And as long as he acts the way he acts, my doors are open. So if we could just get him with a good team that
Yeah.
makes him feel comfortable and get his confidence up and his skill, he could be good.
He'll get there.
And he's right. Stay in Emmy.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't turn pro until you have some serious stability somewhere.
No, not yet. Not yet, man.
He's got time to.
A lot of the amateurs shined for us that night. It was a fun card. I mean, it really was, and I'm excited to get back to 622 and just get this ball back rolling, man.
Yeah.
You know, all these. We got a bunch of shit coming up, man. 622, and then back to the races again with some double weekend shows and
Triple weekends.
double
good.
show weekends. Yeah, it's gonna be summer's gonna be busy. Summer's gonna be fun, and we hope all of you
Halfway
guys.
through the year.
Yeah.
We're halfway through the year. We're gonna end this year probably with what? Fury 110, 112.
Per 112.
112.
112. Yeah.
Fury FC 112. Submission Hunter Pro 100 is right around the corner. I'm gonna do something special for 100.
Oh my God! Don't make 100 matches.
Submission Hunter Pro
Oh my
100.
Do we do it a
God.
101
Don't give him
matches?
that idea.
Yeah, just for, we're gonna do it just for Wayne because he said that.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, so before we get out of here, just because I seen Wayne clicking through it, Tom Aspinall, John Jones.
Dude, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
I love it. I love
Shit-
John dragging it out.
Shit to get off the pot, man. I don't think. Do you think it's still happening?
No.
I don't think
I
it's
don't either.
happening. And if it's not happening, why are we dragging it out? But now I see what he's doing. He's playing the heel, baby. He's playing the heel.
This is
Hey,
yeah.
I legally can't talk about it. The UFC is going to make their decision. I legally can't talk about it at this point, guys.
And to be
Okay.
fair,
and that's a great
if the
play.
UFC wants to announce whatever they want to announce, they would have. Clearly, there's been negotiations this whole time.
Yeah.
Right now, we have the longest reigning heavyweight champ and the longest reigning interim champ of all time, and neither of them have fought in over a year.
Yeah. It's,
And so, like, we're just sitting around waiting. So clearly, there is negotiations going back and forth. And either this is going to be a massive payday for John Jones, and he's done, or Tom Aspinall is going to try to get somebody in the division to move forward. If you're Tom Aspinall, you want this fight, one, for your legacy, but two, for the payday.
Yeah.
The
Right.
payday that's coming for this.
Yep.
If you're John Jones, you don't need it. John Jones doesn't want to walk away. Look, Tom Aspinall could put his lights out. John Jones could put his lights out. More than likely beats him up, but then or submits him. But still,
Yeah. I see that
Like-
being more likely.
what is the upside for John beating him outside of the payday? There's no upside for John to beat Tom Aspinall.
But then just retire. And be
Exactly
done.
that.
Then just be done then.
Or-
Then just say I'm not fighting.
he's
I'm
the-
retired. I'm
because
done.
he's
sit around.
negotiating,
Which he's
trying to get
kind
that
of
number.
alluded to, but I think Rich is onto something.
So
I
that's
think
the
that,
upside for beating up Tom Aspinall.
That's it. That's
is
the only
number.
upside.
Yeah.
So then if the numbers aren't right and they're still negotiating, of course it's taking so long.
Okay, so do you just leave, or do you fight and get a few mil? I would get them.
It just depends on what he values more. Does he have enough money in the bank already?
And no amount of money is too much money.
Yeah. I mean, you're a billionaire.
Right.
And as a billionaire sitting around, you want to be a trillionaire.
But has John Jones really had like that payday?
Yeah, yes.
I don't.
He's had a couple.
I think he's had-
But I don't think John Jones has fuck you money.
No.
And I think that
What numbers
Maybe-
fuck you money?
maybe-
Conor
he wants
McGregor
to-
money is fuck you money.
So
Okay.
500 mil?
I don't think Conor's worth 500 mil.
no.
Oh, you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I
Think he's
don't
worth
know.
less?
Yeah.
Dude, he's
A lot less.
His portion of that whiskey sale was reported at
No.
400.
There was investors, partners.
Yeah.
He was just the face,
He was
pretty
just
much,
the
right?
face of
I
it.
want to see. Conor McGregor. These things never are true.
180 mil.
Yeah, let's go to the internet, guys.
That's to me,
No,
that's fuck
what
you
are they
money.
saying?
In
the web.
2021, he earned 180 million. What are you talking about?
Right here, Conor McGregor net worth 200 million.
So,
No.
says it on Google. It must be true. But
100 million
let's-
payday
ask-
earned from
plus,
his
plus
August
or minus
Mayweather
10%.
fight.
He's
50
not. He's not
million.
a 500 mil.
Khabib, 200 million pre-tax earnings from 2021 sale of whiskey brand.
But to me, that's fuck you money.
I think so.
And
I think so, too.
I don't think John Jones is quite at that level.
No.
And as the GOAT, I feel like, hey, maybe he should be a little closer to that. But I don't think he's had that payday.
I don't think there's a fighter
for me,
on the
I think,
roster that
I'm
has
not
more
saying
money
he
than Dana.
needs the money. No, I don't think he needs the money. But I think that the money would
John Jones'
go a long way in
net
helping
worth
him make
is
his
estimated
decision.
to be around 3 million.
How about this? GSP's net worth is supposed to be around between 50 to 80 million. What did he do besides not doing cocaine? Because he was that same era as John.
Yeah. Made some movies and shit, right?
All right. This is what I'm more concerned about. Let's see right here. Let's see what Diego. Hey, Dana Million. Dana Million. 650 million.
Dana?
Yeah. That's fuck you money.
That's
That's fuck all y'all money.
Yep.
That's
listen.
you say it for me. Fuck you.
But the UFC, he brought from nothing to what it is now.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
had a plan, and he
and just like our venue idea, he got some buddies to put in a couple mil, bought this company, put in more millions to keep it going, and convince him, hey, I'll make this, and he fucking did
and he
it.
did it.
I don't think there's another person that could have done what Dana did for the UFC, and
think
still
so,
does now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you look at Mick and Sean and Hunter, like those three are the main people outside of Dana, and when you look at those people, the way that they bust their ass and
They
put
have the
these
perfect
shows
team,
together,
bro. Like, their team is.
but all of those expectations
Perfect.
come from Dana's standards that he's put
Right.
in place.
Yeah.
You know, like Dana cares about fights that fans want to see, exciting fights, production. You know, all the things that are important to him, to Mick and Sean and Hunter, are because they came from being important from Dana.
Yeah.
You know, like he set a high fucking bar for people, man.
It's a well-oiled machine at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ling Ping, right?
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's
She's
pretty
well-oiled.
well oiled.
Yeah, very.
Very, very limber. Yeah.
Should make sure Diego's well.
Oh shit! You guys got anything else for this week?
No.
Let's do it
That's
to it, Wayne.
John Jones. Shit or get off the pot. On that note, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
Because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash